Dawn's first hush floats over the horizon like silken gauze, tinting the sky with ever brightening coral. You feel the earth shift from night's deep inhale to morning's gentle exhale. A lone lark loosens a crystal note, and a soft blush of gold seeps across the quiet meadow. In this fragile interval, everything pauses. Dew suspends on grass blades, mist lingers above the river, and even your own thoughts seem to lean into the silence. You can welcome that hush the way a seed drinks in rain. Let it settle inside your chest, soothing every hurried echo from yesterday. The still world becomes your sanctuary, and in that hushed refuge you sense that your life is heard, your heartbeat noticed. Beneath the spreading light, inner landscape mirrors the field, stretching wide, uncluttered, and ready. Once noise drains away, unnoticed questions rise. Why am I anxious? Where have I rushed ahead? Yet those questions lose the power to fluster. They drift like leaves upon a mirror, smooth pond. Each breath you draw now is deliberate, anchoring you more deeply into morning's calm. As your lungs fill with chilled air laced with pine and damp earth, gratitude unfurls quietly. You recognize that stillness is not absence, it is presence without competition. Every sound, a distant rooster, the faint rustle of infant leaves, occurs within a great hush that holds them kindly, out judgment. In the same way, your worries can be held, examined, then allowed to slip away. Be still and know that I am God. A Psalm 460:100. These ancient words release you from the urge to control what lies beyond your reach. In abiding quiet, you discover a strength deeper than striving and a certainty gentler than proof. The verse settle like warm balm along your spine. You can picture a peaceful lake at dawn, its surface glass smooth until a breeze grazes the water. Even that delicate ripple cannot disturb the lake's deeper calm. So, too, your center remains steady though fleeting emotions stir at the surface. Stillness is not passivity, it is readiness. Settled ground, you discern where to plant your next step without haste. You also learn how to notice small marvels. A spider web spangled with dew diamonds, shy breeze calming the tops of birch trees, the first whiff of wood smoke from a distant cabin. These small marvels remind you that life's truest riches have never depended on frenzy. Now, take a few seconds to slow your inhale until it matches the pace of dawn. Count to 4 as air flows in, count to 6 as you let it out. This simple rhythm is an unspoken confession. You belong to something larger, steadier, and infinitely patient. Feel how shoulders release and jaw unlocks. Inner turbulence eases, and you stand within your skin unmoved by the hurried clang of waking cities. At the edge of stillness, you sense the approach of fresh hope. Morning light slips across your face, warming eyelids, tracing cheekbones, affirming that your existence is a gift renewed each sunrise. When mind chatter tries to reassert itself, lists, deadlines, fragmented dialogue, return to the landscape. a meadow anchoring every blade, a river gliding toward open sea, the universe's slow turning. Invite those images into the chambers of your mind. Let them sweep out the clutter with tender persistence. Then whisper, perhaps barely moving your lips, "I am." The phrase contains no demand, no complaint. It is a door wide open for grace to enter. You stand bathed in dusky amber, prepared for the courage that blooms from stillness, the courage that will soon armor you for the hours ahead. As the rising sun crowns the eastern ridge, colors ignite, vermilion rose pale gold, and shadows retreat. You can imagine each retreating shadow as fear losing momentum. Despite news feeds and restless headlines, the hush remains your firm ground. With every heartbeat, assurance gathers like quiet water at the root of a tree, supplying resilience that will rise through the trunk and out toward fruit still unformed. You will taste that fruit in due season, because peace planted now matures into strength later. Linger a final moment, your eyes close, matching the tranquil darkness inside your eyelids to the night that just slipped away. Feel the pulse in your wrists, steady as a drum that will lead you through the day. Hold gratitude close, wrapped in calm. Then, when you are ready, lift your gaze toward the brightening sky and step forward, carrying dawn's hush inside your ribs like a sacred secret. Stillness has primed you for trust. Crimson explodes along the clouds, casting long petals of light over rolling hills. In that radiant spread, you are invited to place confidence beyond mere sight. Trust is hardly naive optimism. It is a deliberate leaning of your entire weight upon something steady. You remember childhood. You leaped from a branch expecting arms to catch you. In the same way, faith invites you to leap from self-sufficiency into divine reliability. The ground beneath you may look solid, yet unseen tremors occasionally shake it. Faith chooses to anchor not in shifting terrain, but in the unshakable character of God. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. As Proverbs 3 and 5, the verse calls you to release partial viewpoints and tangled logic. By resting your full weight on holy faithfulness, you escape the burden of solving every puzzle before you step forward. Consider a towering oak. Its roots disappear under soil, probing deeper each season. High winds arrive, branches sway, trunk stands firm because unseen roots hold fast. Your heart can extend similar roots. Confidence driven underground toward living water. As worry flings rain against your mind, that silent confidence will absorb, channel, and disperse anxiety. You will not topple. Instead, you bend in rhythm with life's gusts and rise again, resilient as ever. Trust breathes through tangible acts, releasing grudges, daring to hope beyond statistics, choosing kindness when cynicism feels safer. Each act is a seed surrendered to soil. You do not witness germination. You expect harvest. You can look at morning's panorama. Sun navigating the same sky path as centuries past. and recall that cosmic order continues regardless of human tension. If galaxies don't derail, the path ordained for you will also hold. Yet trust does not demand passivity. Picture a sailor adjusting sails to changing wind. While you cannot command the gale, you can align your canvas to cooperate with it. Faith becomes strategy, adjusting priorities so that your energy catches favor rather than fighting every shift. In a chaotic culture, such alignment feels radical. But you can practice pause before difficult conversations. Inquire within is the generous interpretation. Instead of suspicion, choose benevolent curiosity. Tension diminish like frost under sun. Sometimes trust asks you to wait, to embrace holy delays. Waiting is often misjudged as inactivity. In truth, waiting refines. Picture an eaglet perched on a cliff ledge, half spread. The young bird surveys gulfs of air with a tremble of feathers. Wind currents rise, and in one bold second, the eaglet steps into emptiness. Trust's leap does not create ground. It discovers invisible updrafts, those unseen supports that assure flight. As you wait, you strengthen inner muscles, preparing for eventual lift. There will be mornings when clouds dim the horizon, and you question sunrise itself. In those moments, yield your doubt like weary travelers' hand baggage to a porter. Name each fear under your breath: illness, scarcity, leanness. Then place them one by one into invisible hands larger than yours. Feel shoulders lighten, spine lengthen. You may not know outcomes, but you know the one who authors endings. Such knowledge is enough to steady hands and unclench jaws. If your mind circles worst-case scenarios, ground yourself in tangible reminders: the fragrance of fresh coffee, birds tracing effortless arcs, neighbors' unexpected smile. These small certainties testify that goodness still prevails. Build a memory shelf crowded with past rescues: the exam you passed, the friend who arrived right in time, the job you almost lost but kept. Revisit those stories like well-thumbed letters. Each one shapes anticipation that upcoming pages will contain equal mercy. Now open palms upward, whisper, not command, your desire: shape my expectations today. Then envision dropping a stone into a lake and watching ripples widen. That stone is trust. The ripples are confidence spreading through your schedule. Meetings, errands, spontaneous encounters, all touched by subtle assurance that you are not alone. You can walk corridors and crowded streets with chin lifted, eyes soft, because trust replaces dread with anticipation. If this message awakens you, feel free to share hope with someone who needs it. Let your gentle words travel like seeds upon wind, settling in places you may never visit. Trust that unseen germination will blossom long after this morning fades. Morning has climbed higher. Light now streams through maple leaves, turning them into translucent emerald lanterns. You feel warmth press against your face, nudging you from contemplation into propulsion. Renewal is the river inside a mountain. Often hidden, always persistent, carving channels for future vigor. You may wake with yesterday's fatigue, still clinging like cobwebs, yet the promise of fresh power pulses through creation, from chrysalis to butterfly, from charred forest to infant shoots. Life's pattern demonstrates that endings fold into beginnings. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. Isaiah 4:7-1. Hope realigns your inner compass toward divine reservoirs. Endurance flows from that source, lifting you above limitations the way thermals carry an eagle beyond storm clouds. Picture the raptor circling effortlessly in thin air. It does not flap frantically. It waits for columns of warm wind, then stretches wings and rises. Your strength grows in similar stillness, born trust. Energy surges when you stop wrestling imaginary foes and instead cooperate with grace. Rest is not laziness. It is strategic stillness that primes sinew and spirit for authentic exertion later. Renewal also emerges from deliberate rhythms. Sleep honored, water consumed, laughter welcomed. You treat your body and soul as sacred instruments. You amplify capacity to serve. Consider mountain streams. They stay clear because snowmelt flushes debris. Likewise, gratitude flushes your interior channels. Take a moment to list 3 kindnesses you encountered this week. Perhaps a colleague's patience, a relative's check-in call, the symphony of crickets that lulled you to sleep. As you recount them, fresh energy bubbles up, because gratitude reroutes focus from lack to bounty. If discouragement whispers that you have nothing left, examine nature's cycles. Trees appear dead in winter. Sap moves quietly beneath bark. Roots extend during the apparent lull. When spring arrives, blossoms reveal unseen industry. You may be in your own subterranean season. Projects stalled, relationships strained. Recognize that in hidden places, resilience is knitting bone to bone, idea to idea. Resilience then surfaces as sudden insight, renewed initiative, surprising compassion. You can amplify that process through small choices. Step outside and let sunlight strike your closed eyes. Inhale until lungs stretch gladly. Exhale long, releasing stale air. Movement invites circulation and fresh oxygen, fueling both brain and resolve. Even 10 minutes of purposeful strides down a tree-lined street can coax dormant courage into bloom. Muscles loosen, joints oil themselves, thoughts clarify. When you return indoors, tasks no longer loom like impenetrable walls, but organize into doorways. Renewed strength also arrives through community. You are solitary in responsibility, yet communal in identity. Seek voices that remind you who you are when fatigue skews perception. A friend's honest encouragement can lift you the way wind lifts a kite, invisible yet undeniable. Offer the same wind to others, speaking words that spark their motion. To give strength is to double it. Generosity multiplies vigor. Sometimes empowerment is discovered through surrender. You might picture a river meeting a boulder water yields, yet wears down stone. Your willingness to bend around obstacles paradoxically grants perseverance. Choose flexibility when rigid plans fail. Improvise routes rather than abandoning journeys. In each reroute, discover vistas you would have missed along your original map. Before leaving this section, envision dawn's earlier softness evolving into direct brilliance. That shift mirrors your own progression, from stillness to trust to kinetic resolve. Feel warmth settle into muscles, beating with steady cadence. Say quietly, "Fresh strength is rising." Let the declaration echo like a mountain call returning across valleys. Then step from shade into sunshine, certain that vitality flows already, awaiting your cooperation. High midday approaches, yet a playful breeze dances through fields, carrying scents of jasmine and cut hay. Peace is no fragile ornament. It is navigational equipment, a true north for every decision. Many chase tranquility as though it were a distant oasis, yet you can let it spring from within like an artesian well. When inner waters settle, reflections clarify. You discern paths, evaluate voices, and advance without panic. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives, said John 14:2-7. Divine calm is untethered to circumstances. It roots itself in unchanging love, offering steady guidance amid clamor and confusion. Picture a compass needle floating on liquid under glass, aligning consistently toward invisible magnetic poles. Even when jostled, the needle quivers, then returns to north. Serenity mirrors that reliable pointer. Turbulence may jar you, yet settled quiet rebounds. When choices multiply, career paths, relational dilemmas, consult that inner still point. If an option generates unrest, pause. If another produces calm despite risk, lean closer. Peace is strategic counsel, decorative luxury. Cultivate this inner barometer through intentional pauses. Before replying to a contentious email, let shoulders soften, jaw unhinge. Ask, response protects calm. Then craft words that preserve dignity on both sides. Imagine your reply as a pebble. Will it create harmonious ripples or stormy waves? Choose gentle currents. Temperate tone will often transform entire dialogues, much as a soft sunrise colors everything it touches. Allow nature to tutor you. Observe how river water accepts fallen branches, ferries them downstream without complaint. Observe how meadow flowers turn towards sun, not away from shadows. Your heart, too, can orient toward light, accepting life's flotsam without internal uproar. Later, when obstacles drift away, calm remains. This practice frees energy for creativity, empathy, and courageous action. Some confuse peace with avoidance. True calm coexists with bold engagement. Think of firefighters advancing into flame with deliberate composure. Tranquil focus undergirds decisive movement. You can carry similar poise into boardrooms, classrooms, hospital corridors. Peace becomes the quiet eye of any storm, steadying your voice so that solutions may surface. If sleepless nights disturb you, employ evening rituals, dim lights, sip warm herbal tea. recite a brief affirmation. Picture moonlight shimmering on still water. Synchronize breath with that glittering hush. Nighttime calm sets dawn's trajectory. You will wake not frayed but focused, ready to let peace steer the day's first steps. Share calm generously, soothing word to a cashier juggling impatient customers, a gentle nod to someone who looks lost, an unhurried conversation with a child. You spread quiet the way a candle shares flame. And though each act seems minor, together they form constellations, guiding wanderers toward steadier seas. Eventually, dusk will paint lavenders and cobalt across the sky, and you will review the hours gone by. Ask, did peace guide me? Celebrate moments when you yielded to its counsel. Note instances where you resisted, learning for tomorrow. Then rest, knowing the compass remains inside you through every night watch. Shadows lengthen along the western slope. Evening birds call across open fields, inviting you into companionship along the path of fading light. To walk with God is to match your stride to a presence both vast and intimate. You are neither racing ahead nor lagging. You are side by side, attentive to subtle rhythm. Imagine a traveler trekking a mountain trail beside a seasoned guide. The guide points out hidden springs, warns of loose stones, and sets a sustainable pace. Your role is listening, adjusting footsteps, enjoying vistas. He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Micah 6:7-8. Humble movement is continuous alignment, not occasional pilgrimage. Justice becomes direction, mercy the resting place, humility the cadence of every step, each stride. You can plant kindness like seeds along the roadside, a patient glance, a sincere thank you, willingness to forgive. Justice emerges not merely in courtrooms, but in daily fairness. Crediting colleagues for ideas, paying artisans fair wages, standing beside those silenced. Mercy filters speech, ensuring that truth arrives clothed in grace. Humility, meanwhile, keeps you teachable, eager to glean insight from unexpected places. Children's unfiltered wonder, elders' seasoned perspective, strangers' stories. Walking implies progression. You are invited to leave stagnant swamps, old resentments, outdated labels, and ascend fresher slopes. Progress may feel slow, yet steady footwork eventually conquers distance. Celebrate small milestones, one honest apology, one budget reworked toward generosity, one habit surrendered. Each choice is a step that etches a clear path for those following behind. On the trail, terrain shifts. Smooth gravel gives way to jagged rocks. Sunlit stretches surrender to dense forest. When fog obscures view, recall earlier sections traveled safely. Assurance builds upon remembered faithfulness. God's guidance is often a lamp to your feet, illuminating only the next few meters, urging reliance rather than reckless torchlight far ahead. Accept limited visibility as an invitation to moment-by-moment partnership. In conversation with companions you meet along the way, practice holy curiosity. Ask about their journey. Listen without rushing to advise. You may find that shared stories knit invisible bonds, forming a network of travelers who cheer one another through steep climbs. Offer a word of courage. Receive one in return. Walking with God often equals walking with people created in the same image. When fatigue creeps in, pause beneath a broad oak. Let wind weave through branches overhead, its whisper reminiscent of sacred breath. Drink water. Stretch calves. Study the tapestry of clouds, drifting like white herds across blue pasture. These pauses are not delays, they are worship in motion. Moments when awareness expands beyond narrow goals to encompass wonder itself. If storms threaten, remember earlier parts of today's journey. Stillness, trust, replenished strength, guiding peace. Each remains tucked inside like nested layers of armor. You are dressed for anything because you have prepared in quiet moments. Wind may howl, yet you recall that eagles ride storms higher, not lower. Raindrops may sting, yet they also nourish fields for tomorrow's harvest. Your walk becomes testimony, adversity encountered, courage chosen, gained. Evening sunlight now filters through treetops at a slant, gilding dust motes that float like tiny lanterns. The path ahead glows, and you step forward, savoring companionship that renders solitude impossible. Conversation need not be verbal. Often it is the synchrony of heartbeat with divine cadence. In that rhythm you glimpse eternity folded into time's fabric. Night approaches, carrying velvet quiet over hills and rooftops. Stars wink awake, ancient and unwavering. You stand beneath them, cloaked in the day's journey, heart humming with echoes of dawn's hush and dusk's promise. A breeze lifts your hair, as though unseen hands anoint you with cool balm. Forged in stillness now gleams beneath moonlight. Breastplate of calm, shield of trust, sandals of steady purpose. Fear may prowl at the edges, yet finds no purchase on a soul wrapped in serenity's alloy. Lord bless you and keep you. Numbers 6:24. These words enfold you like a mantle for night watch, ensuring protection that outlasts weariness and binds wounds unseen by others. Receive this ancient blessing and let it seep into marrow. Bless implies infusion of life, not mere comfort. Keep suggests vigilant guardianship, like a shepherd attentive to every wander-prone lamb. You are encircled by such attentive grace. Now, allow memories of the day to pass across your mind's screen. Celebrate courage shown, forgive moments of haste, release tasks unfinished into tomorrow's dawning mercy. Whisper gratitude for breath, for shelter, for lessons etched into muscle and memory. Feel pulse slow, breath deepen. You can invite a deeper hush. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast sea under starlight. Waves lap the shore in measured cadence, each retreat whispering a lullaby. Align your inhale with their arrival. Match exhale to their withdrawal. In this marine rhythm, you recognize the larger symphony of creation and your own line within its score. Pause and inner chatter subsides, replaced by subtle awe. This final stillness seal the day. Hold out hands, palms up, releasing every burden you once gripped tightly. Curl fingers slowly, gathering only what is light wisdom gleaned. Peace gained, compassion awaken. Rest them against your heart. Feel warmth radiate. If another soul crosses your thoughts, someone anxious, grieving, send them a silent wish that dawn's armor will also clothe them. Trust that such unseen petitions travel swifter than arrows, landing softly where needed. Mercy's reach outruns miles. As you prepare for sleep, silently affirm, you are held, guided, replenished, and know that tomorrow, first light limns the horizon, you can return to stillness, trust anew, rise on renewed strength, consult peace's compass, and walk companioned once again. Night is not an end, but an interlude, granting body and spirit the quiet workshop where resilience is forged. May gentle sleep drift over you like silvery mist upon a quiet lake. May dreams carry messages of hope. May dawn, when it comes, find you armored not in iron, but in unwavering faith and quiet courage. Short blessing. May tranquility wrap your soul. May courage guard your mind. And may love light every step you take.